Good morning, August 2nd, God potential. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he will lift you up. James chapter 4, verse 10. In Mark chapter 9, verses 33 through 35, we read about a group of disciples who had traveled to Capernaum to meet Jesus. After they arrived at Capernaum and settled in a house, Jesus asked his disciples, "What were you discussing out on the road?" But they didn't answer, because they had been arguing about which of them was the greatest. He sat down, called the 12 disciples over to him, and said, "Whoever wants to be first must take last place and be the servant of everyone else." God operates in ways opposite to the world. Even Jesus' disciples struggled with this concept. The world promises ladder-top fame, the chance to climb our way to a better place in life. But where does that leave us? We are confined to our own potential. God says the first will be last and the last will be first. Let us remember that. In God's eyes, those who serve faithfully are the most successful. God will do immeasurably more than we could ever ask or imagine if we will choose to let go of the world's agenda for recognition. With God, we have access to divine potential. Humility is the only soil in which the graces root. Andrew Murray. Good evening. The blessing of comfort. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. If you are lost in sadness and sorrow, remember that your great comforter and friend holds your hand firmly in his. You have a mediator who died on the cross for you, rose from the dead, and ascended to heaven, where he intercedes for your comfort. Christ never leaves us alone in our distress. He is with you in the fiery oven, in the stormy seas, in the valley of the shadow of death. Sometimes he completely removes the bitter cup. Sickness is healed, the cross is lifted from your shoulders, the thorn is removed from your flesh, and the burden is lightened. At other times the heavy burden remains, the cup remains bitter, but his mercy removes the bitterness from it. Then you realize it is not what you lose, but what you have retained through grace that really matters. Trust in him who will not allow anything to happen to us that will in any way harm us. It is he who said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Jesus Christ. Delve deeper in the Beatitudes of Jesus Christ in Matthew chapter 5. I encourage you to read that and his entire Sermon on the Mount. It is powerful and timeless, to say the least.
Master,